In the second part of this video series, I'm going to explain how I use layout to make life easier for myself. So one thing that I use a lot is favorites. I have all the things that I use all the time just at the top here by just clicking on the star. Everybody knows how to add favorites. I always add them to the favorites bookmarks bar. But what I do so I can fit more of them is, depending on what version of a computer I am, I will either shorten the name to just one letter so they'll fit all quite snugly together, or just not give them a name and then they will be added just as an icon. And that's how I can fit so many favorites here and then find them easily, because they have either very short names or no name at all. I pin all the programs that I use to the taskbar at the bottom by right-clicking and then clicking on pin to taskbar. And so I don't have to go looking for them. And I've got them. These are my most used programs. And obviously I've got my files there at the bottom as well. That saves me a few seconds here and there, which is always valuable. I also have a few documents that I use more than others. And so these documents are pinned to the program as well. So if there's a document, like for example, these two that I use all the time, and I will talk about one of them later, I would just pin it here. And you do that by going on any document and just clicking on that little pin. That means every time you right click on Word, that document will be up there for you. I don't need this one, so I'm going to unpin it. And then numbered files. So if I just show you my main file, the default is to organize documents alphabetically, but that's not always useful for me. So what I do is my most useful files are numbered 1, 2, 3, and so they're always at the top and I don't have to go looking for them. So resources are my most useful, planning the second one, and data and mark sheets are the third one. So those two are numbered 1, 2, and 3, and so they go straight to the top and they're not alphabetically. I don't have to look for them. In terms of formatting, there's some basics that we all know about. So to turn something bold is Control B. To turn something into italics, it's Control I. And to underline something, it's Control U. Something that I use all the time, and it saves me so much time, is the Format Painter. So I'll just show you. So I want other words to be, other parts of my text to be underlined. So I'll just double click on Format Painter, and whatever I click on now will have the same format as what I had clicked on initially. So double click, so I'm just going to click to sort of get rid of that and stop it. I am going to undo these because I don't want them like that with Control Z. And I'll just show you how I do this with a longer text. So just copy this text from a website. Don't like the format too much. Maybe I want the whole text to be that particular format. So I'll click on the format that I want, click on Format Painter, and select everything. I'm not too keen on that, so I'm just going to go back with Control Z. Maybe I would like the blue underlined to disappear because it's disrupted to the text. So I'm just going to click on what I want, click on Format Painter, and then highlight the whole paragraph, and then it'll all be the same format. And I want to get rid of that as well, so I'll click on the format that I want, and everything will turn into that format. I want to make the last paragraph really big, so just go like that. You might want to do that just with individual words. So you would go, and you might want to do it more than once. So click on the format that you want, double click, and just click on the words that you want to change format. Now this can make a text really interesting, just this last thing that I've done. So I do recommend it. Unclick that, and I'm going to go back. Another way I use format that I think is quite useful is, I'll just show you, to make gap fills. So I'm going to make a gap fill with this text. I'm going to highlight the word studied. That's the first one that I want to disappear. I'll go to Control D for font, or just to font. And I will ask for that word to be white, to be underlined and for the underlining to be black. And so the word should be now gone. But I don't want to have to follow those steps too many times. So what I'll do is I'll click on the word, which is now blank, white and underlined, double click Format Painter, and then pick the other words that I want in the gap fill. Gap fill done in 10 seconds. If I want the answer to that gap fill to be underneath, just copy, Control C, paste, Control V, and then I'll just copy the format and then they will go back to the original. Or to make it even more visual, I just want them all to be black, and then I know what to look for when marking.